All right, there we go. Okay, here we go, everybody. Enjoy this, because you never know. Could be the last time ever. No, that's not true.
Could be. Live every show. Listen to every show like it's our last.
Yeah, listen to every TMS like it's your last. That's great. It's a great way to look at it.
Jeez.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, your aim is tipped. There you've caught the other one there. I'm afraid that's quite. Oh dear. Yeah, that might be. The fourth one did it. Yes. You should work on your marksmanship.
Let's test the fish sandwich.
This is the morning stream. It puts the lotion in the basket.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It is the morning stream for Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson, and that half-month guy over there is Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
That's right. I'm Half-Month Brian. That's what they call me,
Brian.
my nickname.
Yep.
That was my finishing move in wrestling. I played baseball.
The half-month Brian. Oh, I don't want to know what that finishing move is. I really don't.
Give him the old half-month. Give him the old Ides of Brian.
This morning I had the angriest emailer, by the way, about
What's that?
I had the angriest emailer about yesterday's show.
Ooh, good. Please tell me it was about me. Something I did. I never get.
It's because we had a story about a lady throwing a bag full of barf at a nurse.
Oh, yeah.
And
right.
then we
Bob
had a
Tosser.
story about scientists figuring out that if you eat your own dehydrated poo, you'll be
poop
healthier.
biomes, right? Sure.
Yeah. He really, really disliked our news lineup yesterday.
And that man was free hotel room.
Actually, not in this case.
Yeah, no, he likes the poop jokes and the bags of vomit jokes. He just doesn't like it when we get serious, when we play the wistful piano music. And now we really want to tell you about something that is very important. And
Yeah, we want to bring things down a little and
yeah,
turn down those lights and talk about something serious. But
exactly.
in this guy's case, I just want this
He's
dude.
here for the poop jokes.
I just want this guy who's out there to know. It's not every day that we have a barf bag and a poop story. Okay, we don't make the news. We report the news. Okay?
Right, exactly. That said, you may want to skip stories 3, 4, and 5 today, listener. Maybe use that time to go make yourself a sausage biscuit with egg.
Oh, that sounds good. Don't say those things. That sounds really good right now.
It does sound really good, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. All right, so we got a show to do. We got things to do. Got Justin later and all that. So everybody,
excellent. And before we even get too far away from it, it was the first thing we heard today. Well, the second thing we heard today.
Yeah.
Let's test the fish sandwich. Holy cow, that made me laugh. Then I heard them in the email when and I can't remember who sent them.
I
to
know.
us.
I want to give him credit. I don't have his name either.
I'll get it. But I heard them in the email, and for whatever reason, when I was expecting to hear them, I thought, all right, these are really funny. When I wasn't expecting to hear them, they were even funnier.
Yep, it's pretty good. I'll play it again if you're just joining us. Here you go.
Let's test the fish sandwich.
Nope, that time I was expecting to hear it, and it still cracked me up.
Funny.
It's the fact that they're pretty close in timbre, right? Like as far as the
yeah, and
the audio,
and the so the ships phasers and fish sandwich do a perfect
And you
little
do
overlap. It's nice.
And you do have the converse.
Oh, do I? Oh, I don't have it handy though. Oh, I downloaded all those and I haven't converted them yet. But
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
all right. Well, you'll just have to surprise us when we find out if it's too early for the ship's phasers.
Spoiler. That's exactly what it says.
Spoiler,
everybody. Spoiler. When Brian said
people
reverse.
probably could have figured that out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's the red pants with the green shirt instead of the green pants with the red shirt.
There you go. Black dress, white dress, or however that works.
Did you have a lot of those books as a kid where you had the books were like cut in a way where you didn't turn a whole page, you turned part of a page to get
more
different
they still do that. Like Van's got
combos.
his favorite book right now is one that has a hole through the whole book.
Mhm.
And every time you move it, the hole is like it's a tree, and the little character's now in the hole of the tree, like the little knot hole of the tree, and then you flip it again, and it's a hole in the side of a rock, and it's the guy inside the rock, and
do you put a thumb through it or anything?
He does. He's always going because it's those big thick cardboard pages that little kids have, because they can't turn the page.
Right, exactly. You turn the page and look, it's Chris Evans' Instagram feed. Oh,
what song is that? Turn the page. What am I thinking of?
That's Bob Seger. It's a song called "Turn the Page."
Is it called "Turn the Page"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here I go on the road again. There I am up on the stage.
Here I go, and then he turns the page.
Playing songs again. Yep. There I go.
Yeah.
Turn the page.
Oh, I used to love that. That song would haunt me. I love it.
All right. Okay, hold on. TV's Travis has invoked the red on-air light.
Why?
Explain, TV's Travis, because I don't think either of us have brought up Bob Seger or...
Yeah, explain yourself.
Yeah, I think you're misusing, and this is going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty on your team.
You can't just throw that out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I'll bet he thinks that means that I didn't know, or he thinks the song title thing is that. It's not how it works. It's not how it works.
No, that's the guitar something. That's the
that's the guitar called Hero or Hero something called, or how's that go? It's embarrassing when we don't know how that works because it's the whole point. Yeah,
well, we haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, let's see. Hero. Okay, I'm gonna find it. Isn't there a guitar? Here we go.
Isn't there a guitar that's called something Hero?
It's worse than you think every time.
It's so much better. But man, the audio quality has gotten bad on that one.
No, the red NR
light.
Red and on air light. Just for clarification, if Brian says, "Oh, by the way, I went and had McDonald's today," and I'm like, and then I say, "Hey, Brian, when's the last time you had McDonald's?"
Right, that would be an on-air light.
That's an on-air light. That means Brian mentioned a thing that for whatever reason I got distracted and missed it, and then I say it again, or vice versa. We both do it. That's red on-air light time, and when that happens, you get this little image there, people at home. So get it straight, TV's Travis.
Yep. Sorry, TV's Travis. That is a 5-yard penalty. Repeating, first down.
First down, everybody. Boo! All right. We really recreated the NFL experience.
Ref, you suck!
All right, so check this out. We got an email we have to read.
Let's hear the email.
Have to read it because it's one of the weirdest things I've ever gotten. This is from Chris the Geep, Geep.
Oh, Chris the Jeep.
Oh, Jeep. Not Geep.
Like Jeep the Jeep, like on Popeye. Popeye, remember Popeye? Like Popeye?
Did they pronounce that? I always thought that was Geep as well.
It's my Danny Glover impersonation, everybody. Like Popeye. Popeye, like Popeye. How about Popeye? Like Popeye?
That's a terrible Danny Glover.
That's my favorite scene from Lethal Weapon when he's like talking to the kids about what the guy looked like. You have tattoos like Popeye? How about like Popeye? Popeye? How about Popeye?
I forgot. That's a pretty good line. It's right up there with...
No, it's a horrible line.
Diplomatic immunity.
That's a good line right there. All right, anyway, Chris the Jeep.
Anyway,
we're never going to get to his email.
So we're going to say Jeep then? Okay, Jeep. I'll say Jeep. Because I thought Geep. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Chris the Jeep.
Chris the Jeep. GIF, GIF, what's the difference? Here we go. I have a theory why Scott likes Fury Road so much, he says. He starts. In a world where everyone is stripped of everything, it means that everyone has a new and equal chance to try and get ahead again. Interesting.
That is an interesting thought.
Then he says, and to Brian, I think he likes the Spice Girls because they are like the hot friends of the sister he never had, and therefore they never came over to the house when he was 12. These are the important things that I hope you discuss them. Yours and Chris the Jeep.
Whichever.
What do you think?
I think both of those are very solid theories because you do tend to like that utopian society where kind of everyone's on the same playing field. You have a tendency, for better or for worse, you have a tendency to dislike celebrityism for its just existence. The fact that we worship and praise people just because they're popular.
Yeah, I do hate that.
Now that I say it, it's like, yeah, I kind of despise that too.
It's not my favorite part of humanity. So yeah, you're right.
No, exactly.
Yeah, modern day royalty is weird. That's basically what it is royalty. I don't like it.
Exactly. And I never did have a sister or a brother for that matter. And so yeah, I mean the Spice Girls would be like the hot friends of the sister I never had.
Yeah, think about that. Because I had sisters, but they were all younger, so it didn't really work for me. So I'd be in the same boat, but I didn't really like Spice Girls either. Also, Brian didn't like the Spice Girls when he was 12, so there's a time problem here, right?
No, that's not.
Because when did they
it's
start?
just the fact that I never had. When I was 12, I didn't have a sister who brought her teenage
right.
friends over to the house for me to crush on.
That makes sense.
Like, when is Vanessa gonna come over again? She's a really good friend of yours, right?
Yeah.
Do you think she likes video games? I have a TRS-80 color computer with video games on it.
Oh my gosh, you would have all the ladies come flocking now.
That's a 12-year-old Brian right there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I have a memory that's lodged into my memory banks forever, and I'll never forget it. And I don't know why it's just so prominent in my head. But when I was 8, maybe 9, my brother Mark, who was 18 or 19, 18, I think, because he was still in high school. He was a kicker for this high school football team. So he was.
Oh, all right. He's already
Oh, yeah.
football star.
Oh, yeah. People love the kicker, especially back then. It's like 1979.
Like Jackie. Jackie wants to be a football star.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what happened, though. One day, out of nowhere, a bunch of cheerleaders from the high school showed up at the house. And it was his birthday, so they were going to go just trash his room and decorate it, like put balloons everywhere and hang streamers and do all that sort of stuff. And they let me help. So these girls said,
Nice.
"Do you want to help us do this thing for your birthday?"
And of course, you were the cute little brother. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him trying to get up on the ladder.
Yep. And I was so enamored with these girls. And they were all in their little skimpy freaking drill team outfits.
Cheerleader outfits, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember one of them smelled
With their
like
pom-poms out.
She smelled like strawberries.
Aw.
Yeah,
I think that's actually that's a requirement to
Is it?
be a cheerleader. You have to smell like strawberries.
Yeah. Also, Tropicana. People that worked at the Tropicana in Vegas, they all smelled like strawberries when I'd see them every time.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Every
Wow,
time.
interesting.
Those girls, they'd have the girls that come out in front of the casino and get pictures and stuff. They all smell like strawberries. I took a picture of a couple.
Well,
and,
those
man.
aren't people hired by the casino. Those are people who dress like that and hope you take a picture with them so they can charge you $5.
Well, in '97, when I remember the first scent.
Oh, okay, yeah, take that back. Those back in '97, those would have been hired by the casino.
I think
These
those were
days,
casino ladies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these days I'm not going near any of those people, and the Minion either, or the Transformer, or the Spider-Man, they can all stay fully away from me.
Yeah, COVID or not. That's
who cares about COVID? I freaking forget it, dude. I'm more likely to spend time with that topless nun that was downtown that one time. Do you remember her walking around?
I do, and that's a great clip for Jamie to capture.
There was a nun walking around Fremont
Street.
fully
Fremont
burqa,
Street.
not burqa, what do they call it? Habit.
Habit?
Had the full habit on and all this stuff and everything except her boobs are out and she had pasties on, but she was this everything else. If you saw her from behind, you'd be like,
they're pronounced pasties.
"Oh,
Scott.
pasties."
We covered this yesterday.
Right, pasties. But from every other appearance, it would she looked like somebody could run up and say, "Tell me about your convent, sister. How was your day?" I couldn't, but no.
For everything but the fact that her boobs were out. All other parts of that would be.
It was the most Vegas thing ever when we saw her.
It really
Couldn't believe
was.
that.
Totally
Anyway,
was.
thank you.
Those people in Vegas are going to have a really hard time coming back from all this, right? Because their whole way of making money was getting people to come up next to them, put their arms around them, take pictures, get a picture with the showgirls or the Transformer or the Spider-Man, and COVID's going to have everybody gun shy about that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. I already didn't like it, but now I really, really don't like it. So
yeah,
good luck, everyone in Las Vegas. Chris the Geek.
If you look in our Discord, thanks to J.K. Grammer, I believe we have the clip of Danny Glover questioning Alfred about Popeye.
Oh, let's play it. I'm playing it. Here we go.
Tattoo. Like Popeye. Like Popeye. A tattoo like Popeye. Oh, not like Popeye.
I submit for your approval my impersonation. Spot on.
That's pretty good, dude. Now this.
Diplomatic community.
Just a reminder. A reminder. Okay.
Way better clip. Way better lethal weapon.
Yeah, exactly. We got another big question. This is from our friend Jeff Sire up in Grafton, Ontario, Canada. Hearing from Jeff, a.k.a. Bronco. He says this. Scott and Brian, does Brian have an Anova brand sous-vide? I think I recognize his imitation of the startup chime.
It's exactly what I have, and you know that startup chime.
That's hilarious.
That is the noise that thing makes when you start it up.
I love that. I mean, even we've known Jeff for years, a decade or something, but I love that he could recognize that just in your impression and not know the brand, but then guarantee that it's the same brand. It's amazing. I love when you guys do stuff like this.
I was imitating iPhone ring noises. Ding, 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 ding.
I hate that one. Ugh. If I told you why I don't like that one, because it sounds like stuff's breaking when it rings, and I don't mean like shattering or the sound of breaking. To me, it sounds like it's enough of a tone to make the phone break. So whenever I would hear,
okay,
bing, 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 I just think, turn it off. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. I don't know why, but
okay,
it's a feeling I have when I hear it. I haven't heard it in years. Because these days it's...
Who actually even has their phone set to ring these days? Well, we don't, but I guess people do. That's still not... I hear it every time I go see a movie, Scott. I do know that people still use ringtones.
We saw these little kids. This is a side story, but this morning we're walking the dogs, and we're trying to teach the puppy not to jump on people and stuff. But she's very friendly with strangers, and there's some kids walking to school. School's open up the road, so they're going to school, and it reminded me. Well, two things I was struck by. One, man, kids are the freaking best. Adults, I have spent all of COVID time mostly dealing with adults. They suck. Adults suck.
Sure.
We're all lame. We're all lame, and we're all dumb, and we say dumb stuff, and adults are lame. Kids, once in a while, will come along, and you'll be like, oh yeah, right. There's like 8, 9, and 10-year-olds in the world. And they're happy, and the world's their oyster, and they're having fun, and they're laughing, and they're excited, and they couldn't wait to pet this dog. Is she friendly? Is she not friendly? We want to pet him. Oh, she's so cute. What's her name? It just was, I don't know, dude. I needed that because adults, I'm sick of adults. Y'all can just take your 18 and olders and go take a dump. I want more of the happy, smiley, freaking sunshine state of childhood in my life, and I should be a teacher or something so I could be in class and get a dose of that every day where you're just like, yeah, that's right, Billy, it is weird that the sky's blue, let's learn why. Like, that's cool. Kids are great. Anyway,
I've never heard someone get off their own lawn.
I did get off my own lawn. And you know what? It was nice for like a hot 4 minutes. I just sort of was off my own lawn, and because kids are freaking great, man.
Kids are the best. Yeah,
they're the best. Anyway, that's not what I was getting to. What was my point? I forgot now. Shoot. I don't know. Something about the dog. What was I doing?
Phone ringtones, I think, is where we're coming from.
Oh, that's what it was. You know the house I always tell you about that has every year they go crazy with the holidays, especially Christmas and stuff.
Yes, right. Going nuts with the decorations.
They go crazy with it. Well, this year already they've decided to go full skeleton pirate theme for Halloween, and they're already doing it.
We're like 45 days away from Halloween. This is like, boy, are they getting an early start.
I'm right there with you, because normally what they do is some kind of fall theme. They said, nope, jumping straight to Halloween. So it's...
Wait a minute. So their yard is full of skeletons? Have you checked on the neighbors?
Oh, I didn't think about that. These could be the decaying remains of my neighbors.
Could be the neighbors.
So there's like, I don't know, 20 pirate skeletons, a pirate dog skeleton. They even have a skeletal mermaid, and her back end is like fish bones and a tail.
Wow.
And they're all full size, like human size and everything. It's crazy. And the reason I bring all this up...
Please tell me the pirate dog skeleton has keys in his mouth. He's just out of reach of the jail.
No.
Because that's the only thing I think of. When you say pirate dog, that's the only dog I can ever think of is that would hang out with pirates.
Well, for some reason... I didn't get that close. Maybe I'll take a closer look, but what freaked me out is instead of playing creepy music or whatever, They just got like pirate people talking. So you walk by and it's like,
Oh.
"Yar, somebody go swab the port bow."
They've even already got like the audio soundtrack out and about loud.
They do. They have speakers out there. It's crazy how these people go into it. And part of me likes it just because, I don't know, Halloween's awesome and this is going to be a weird year. So let's go ahead and just have fun. And, I don't know. No candy, though. No candy this year. Actually, it was last year about this time I stopped eating candy. And I haven't had like a proper candy bar in almost a full 11 and a half months.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Think of that. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Yeah, that's going to be, that might make it actually easier for you to not even be tempted, right? I mean, right now you've basically cemented the behavior. You've locked in the habit of
pretty much
not eating any sugar. So
I have
even if
the
you
occasional
buy a big bag of fun-sized Three Musketeers, you'd probably be able to resist. But how is that going to work? Like,
I don't know.
How about, I guess you come up to the door stays closed. There's a QR code on the door that the kid holds up their phone to scan, and then they get a voucher, a PayPal amount for one piece of candy.
Perfect. It's like, 14 cents for a mini Snickers, and they'll be on their way. Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
right.
I don't know what the plan is. I have no idea. I mean, are we supposed to even do anything? Are we supposed to just, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to invest in a giant bowl of expensive candy because I know people aren't going to come around. And would we want to go around? Probably not. I mean, Taylor's going to drag Van out to see us, but not to trick or treat, just to be funny in a costume.
Ooh, I'm the hand sanitizer monster. Would you like some candy? How about it comes with a UV light. Hold it under the UV light for a minute. Okay, now you can take it away.
Let me check your temperature. Hold still.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know. I don't know what to think. Maybe everybody will be in mass. I don't know. Whatever. But these guys have gone all out. They've already got audio. I just think it should be something creepy and not this, yo-ho, vast ye matey. Like, that's all they're doing. It's like, no, go scary. It's scary skeletons. Come on.
At some point, somebody's going to throw out, the CDC is declaring war on Halloween.
No kidding. Oh, Dice Tomato says, real talk. How crazy do you think candy sales are going to be this year with the surplus due to so many people potentially not buying near as much for Halloween? That's a great question.
Yeah, candy sales are probably going to be crazy cheap. I mean, we were in Target the other day. I was getting a frame for my giant Spice Girls poster.
Of course.
And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not.
Is that really true? You're really doing that? You really doing that? Or are you kidding? You are kidding. Where'd Brian go? Oh, shit. He really is serious. Look at this. He's left the microphone to go grab it. Oh, my gosh, dude. Are you kidding me? You can't hear me. Let me put the headphones on.
100% true right there.
Cannot believe that. I can't believe that's. It's like me saying, Brian, I got a third boob implant. No, really, I'm serious. And then I lift my shirt and there it is. Like, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, sorry. Continue with your story.
This is a movie poster. Like, it's transparent, or not transparent, but it's got the same image on both sides. So if you put a light source behind it, you can.
That's cool.
It doesn't diffuse the light, I guess is what I'm saying.
I get you. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Anyway, so we were in Target and walking by the Halloween aisle, and it was massively full of candy. And I'm like, oh, Tina, should we get some early? Like, get them on sale now? And then I said, no, because they'll be gone by October 1st.
Yeah, don't get them now. Don't get them now. And honestly, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a dearth of candy left. I just don't know who's doing what.
I think there are definitely some conservative parents in the neighborhood, and they will take their kids trick-or-treating regardless of what happens. We want to be ready. We'll have some candy, but we won't get the normal 2 bags that we usually get.
I want everyone to send their emails to Brian because he's the one that suggested all conservatives take their kids out to get candy.
No, but I know that they're the ones who don't believe in the CDC guidelines, and they're totally going to be taking their kids out. I mean,
Sure.
Those are the ones that
I get you. I'm just saying. I get emails regardless.
I know where the liberal parents are too, and they're kind of hanging back and waving to us from their front lawn whenever we we walk by.
I'm just saying I get emails regardless of how simple the statement was. So today, just
they're listening to Tuesday. Jury comes on later. There's far more emails that are going to come from whatever he says than what I say.
I agree. All right, let's one final thing. A quick PSA. The instance is not today. It's on Friday. Okay, and it may be for a while. We originally were on Fridays, moved back to Tuesdays because I had a Friday project. That Friday project is now done and signed off, and so now we have that open again. But we're still kind of dancing around the international schedule, trying to make it work for Patrick. That's hard, it turns out, because he lives in the future and we live in the past. And anyway, it's tricky. So today there will be no instance, but it will be Friday, and for probably the next few Fridays, it's up on the schedule. If you want to find it at frogpants.com/podcasts, there's a whole live calendar there, so you can go find out when and where and all of that. Also, there's a new skim today, so Kim and I will pound one of those out this afternoon, or this after the show this morning. Kim and I will pound one out after the show, and we'll put it up. We'll post it for the world to see and hear. So watch for that coming up soon. Nice. All right, Brian. Now this. It's time for the news, brought to you by
Coverville. Tomorrow, there will be a Coverville celebrating the 50th anniversary of an album that was released on September 9th, 1970. 50 years since this album came out, featuring songs like Southern Man, Only Love Can Break Your Heart, Don't Let It Bring You Down, and of course the title track, After the Gold Rush. Yes, Neil Young's After the Gold Rush, 50 years old this month, so we're going to celebrate by covering every song track by track. And that'll be on Coverville tomorrow, 1 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yep.
Yeah, because I do guess the connection on the 30. 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville. Also, I don't have details on this, but I'm going to be a guest on the Almost Daily Discourse tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know what our topics are going to be, but we're going to be recording 4 episodes back to back. I'm only going to be in the first 2 episodes because homie don't podcast in evenings anymore. I'm doing this full time. I stop at 5 p.m. usually. So
yeah. I get a lot of requests to be on a lot of people's shows, and I have to turn some down. I just can't. It's just hard. Everyone thinks we're just standing around. I'm like, no,
exactly. No, after 5 p.m. I turn off. I'm hanging out with the family, which is really Tina and the television. That's my family now.
Right.
But
young Zenith, how you doing today, son? You doing okay
that's
there,
right.
Zenith?
How's my little Panasonic doing? Yes. So anyway, Almost Daily Discourse tomorrow night. Look for just Google it, and you'll find out when they stream. And I'm going to be on for the first hour.
Nice. All right. Oh yeah, and this is all as a preface here. The point of this is there is no regular show tomorrow. So again, a reminder: TMS is not happening tomorrow. I'm on a super secret thing, which I'll reveal when I can. And then Brian's on his thing. Well, he's not. He's fine. Brian's fine in the morning. It's me that
doesn't affect. Yeah, it doesn't affect him. As a matter of fact, I'll probably have all the songs picked out, but I'll probably do a Marvel dual stream in the morning.
Oh, very nice. You gonna exercise while you do it and then stream it, or you're not?
No, no. That's usually my thing, right? Is that I restrict my Marvel dueling to being on the exercise bike. It's a good way to motivate myself. But no, tomorrow I'll stream and just play shuffle some covers.
It's a great idea. All right, so watch for that. But no show Wednesday. Okay, everybody? Just calm yourselves down. Thursday, we're back. Everything's good.
Yeah.
All good
Normal,
for the rest of the week.
Everything fine. Thursday, Wendy.
It's just the
solutions to your problems.
Yep, the one day. And I'll still be on DTNS on Wednesday and all that stuff, so I'm not going anywhere. I just have a morning thing. All right, we got a first story here. Man who needed a chat made 135 bogus ambulance calls because he was lonely.
Oh.
He was lonely, Brian.
Has he not heard of 976 numbers?
Well, do you ever? Is that what they are now?
Those are definitely not still a thing.
I know 900s.
I don't know maybe they are. Yeah.
900s are still. Oh, you know what I should try? What's that Sega number again?
Oh yeah, the Sega support number.
Yeah, because it didn't work the day we tried it, but the night before it was totally some hotline. Hold on.
Hi, are you looking for some hot, attractive single hedgehogs in your area? Call us now.
Oh, I found it. Okay, so we're just gonna give this a shot. All right. Just one more time. Why not? Why not, right? For science. For science.
Listen, YouTube already dinged us for that clip of Lethal Weapon we played a minute ago.
Oh, my gosh. They probably did.
What's the worst that could happen?
All right. Here we go. I'm going to put in the numbers. Why isn't it? Oh. Okay. It's 1-800-USA SEGA. So USA.
Use a Sega.
SEGA. Okay. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what happens. We're calling. Yeah, we're allow. Okay.
All right, allow.
Here we go. Can you hear that? Do you hear that ring?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't hear the ring? Oh, crap.
I don't hear the ring.
I'm going to fix that. Okay, you should hear it now.
Oh, now I hear the ring.
You have dialed a number that is not available from your calling area.
It changed again. It changed again.
How is it possible that you've dialed it? It's not available from your calling area.
I
thought you could call anywhere.
I don't understand. The night we called it, when Nick and I called it or whatever, it was, are you looking for hot singles in your zone? And they did this whole like singles chat line thing for $1.50 a minute, maybe. And then the next day I call it and it's some financial advice thing. And then now it's just gone.
None of it's Sega.
Something's up, dude.
Oh, they should answer it going singles.
Bling bling bling. Da, 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 da. Oh, it'd be amazing. Hey, that's Green Hill Zone, right?
That's Green Hill Zone.
Oh man, you brought me back. Man, that brings me back. Seriously, that's crazy. Singles, yeah. Everything to do with that enter number should always remain some kind of Sega branding on it. I agree. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right, where was I? I got lost here. Oh yeah. So this guy who often gets lonely. That's the quote. Needlessly called the ambulance and NHS. That's National Health Services in Britain. 111 service 135 times during the height of the coronavirus pandemic. Stephen Sewell, he's age 64, of Lemon Road or Lemon Road. Gorleston is the location. Okay. Pleaded guilty in Great Yarmouth Magistrates Court on September 4th to persist in the use of public communication network to cause annoyance, interference, inconvenience, and anxiety. He also admitted to his consistent failure to comply with a community protection notice issued in November 2019, where he was told not to call unless he had genuine emergencies. On 5 occasions between January 1st and April 24th this year, he failed to comply with the notice by refusing treatment and becoming verbally abusive to paramedics after he called 111. I guess that's their number. We have the 911.
I thought it was 999 in the UK. So it's 111.
It must be. Maybe they got a different one for regions or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
You have been found guilty of persistently making use of a public communication network to cause annoyance, inconvenience, and anxiety.
I picture you in a white wig yelling that the whole time.
How do you plead? So 111 is an emergencies. Non-emergency, or non. 111 is non-emergencies. And 999 is emergencies.
Right.
Non.
That was really funny. That's what I say when the waiter asks for, do you need anything else at the Indian restaurant? None. More none.
We need more none.
More none. Keep it coming. All right. Well, he's crazy and he shouldn't do what he did. Amazon in the news. You're familiar with them?
Okay.
They got the Echo and the stores and the books. And
sure.
whatnot. Yeah.
I've got many Amazon products. Many Amazon products around me, probably.
Yeah. Boy, you want to really
basics. Some Amazon basics I've got.
Something else I've learned here lately. I did a tweet where how sometimes you'd be like, oh wow, look how much beef the average American eats in a year, or ooh, weird, look how many flies are born and die in 1 month, or stuff like that.
Sure,
There's just like statistical. Oh, cool. Well, I found some numbers on Jeff Bezos's daily money that he makes.
Okay.
And I broke it down. It's $4,000 per second.
Jeez.
And that ended up being, I forgot what all the math is, but it was like that much a minute, and then this much per hour, then this much a day, and so on. Basically, that was the whole post. It was like, isn't this crazy? These numbers, if you look at them, it's just crazy. So he was making like $312 million a day, and or is making that.
Yeah.
And it's complicated. Some of that's the stock value and it's
right.
whatever. But the point is,
yeah.
you can break it down into some numbers that are interesting to look at. And to me, that's the same as saying, "Oh, weird, we all drink an average of 50 gallons of milk a year. Whoa, that's crazy. Imagine doing that all at once." Like one of those facts. It's a factoid. Boy, was that a divisive tweet on Twitter.
Really?
My gosh, everybody's like, "What's the matter? You jealous? Anybody could do it. All you got to do is just put your head down and good word, and you could be the next Jeff Bezos." I'm like, no, I'm not. This is fine. I'm not having
He's earned every bit of that.
And on the other side, there are people going, they should give away 99.8% of that because then he'd still be a billionaire, but he could stop world population problems and all. I'm like, okay, all right, everybody. Are we all? This is why kids are cool and adults suck.
Right.
Can we not do this? Can we not? I don't ever do this to kids where I'll go, "Hey, kids, can you believe that the average giraffe can be 20 feet tall?" And they go,
Yeah, well, giraffes are destroying the Amazon forest by eating too many leaves. Brr.
yeah, exactly.
Everybody's a trigger waiting to be pulled right now. It's
Good way of putting it. Pull my trigger. Pull my trigger. Just do it. All right. Sorry, where was I? Oh, Amazon.
Wow, interesting. The irony of us going off on a tangent about
Yeah.
we can't even stay on.
Oops. All right. So it says it was not price gouging during the pandemic when it sold toilet paper for $36. Amazon and its third-party sellers, and that's where it gets weird. Is third-party sellers.
Yeah. Amazon
saddled customers with an astronomical price increase on essential products such as toilet paper, face masks, and hand sanitizer at the start of COVID-19's pandemic earlier this year, March, April-ish. According to the report published Thursday by consumer advocacy group Public Citizen. Isn't that just by default? If you're a citizen, you're a public citizen, right? Right?
I would think so. Yes.
I don't
But
like
this
that
is
name. That's dumb.
this is a nonprofit group that just a citizen already taken by a watch company. So they needed one more word added to it to separate themselves.
I always forget there are watches.
Citizen watches.
Yeah. I always think of Timex and the Casio. Those are the two.
Casio, sure, right.
Yeah.
Rolex.
Yeah.
Another-
Rolex.
yeah.
Well, yeah, now we're in the nice
Citizen.
ones. Tag Heuer. Those are cool.
Oh, those are very nice.
Yeah. Anyway, a little sidetracked on watches.
All available on Amazon, where
That's
Jeff
right.
Bezos makes $300 million just by you looking at his website.
That's right. Think of it. Think of making $4,000 a second, though.
Oh, I can't even imagine what that's like.
I mean-
really can't. Like that is it's just a thing I can't even I can't even imagine what life would be like with that sort of
Yeah. It's just out of control.
influence. Yeah.
Out of control.
It's fun. It's jokey. It's funny money. It's
Yeah.
like
What
Papa,
is even?
like
What
Papa.
even is it? We've all made it up anyway. It's all just made up.
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, the group
It's
found that the
baseball.
price of some products deemed essential by existing or proposed state price gouging statutes had increased by many times their initial price on Amazon.com. A package of 50 disposable face masks produced by Lead Pro. Is it Lead Pro?
I would say
or-
maybe Lead Pro, but I don't know.
Maybe there's lead in your masks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to put that right on my face.
It says here they were sold on Amazon for $39.99, up from around $4 before the pandemic. Yeah, I'd call that gougy. Decided also recently sold 8 roll packages of Scott toilet paper, no affiliation, for as much as $36.39 when the retailers were charging less than $7. There are currently 36 states plus D.C. that have price gouging statutes on the books, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. The statutes vary, however, with some states like Arkansas, California, and Delaware limiting price increase by 10%, and others like Kansas that set the threshold as high as 25%. The point is, they may be in the mood for some serious lawsuits right now. So we'll see how that goes. See, this is what I've been waiting for a little bit with the pandemic stuff. If you're even if it wasn't intentional, whatever, there's going to be some stuff during the time that are now going to be litigated. It's just going to happen. People are going to sue Target because the Target guy made him wear a mask. People are going to sue Target because they saw 5 people walking around without their masks.
Right,
There's going to
exactly,
be
yeah.
this bunch of. It's going to get It's going to be
just-
litigation town for a while, and it's going to be bad.
Yep,
It's going to be bad.
it is.
Yeah,
Aftermath of all this stuff, it's going to be all reality shows and lawsuits, basically.
Yeah.
As soon as
yeah, and documentaries ranging from terrible and dumb to
Oh,
really
right.
interesting, right?
yeah, I think we're already in documentary town. I look at what Apple recommends I watch next, and up from about a quarter of its recommendations being documentaries, it's now at like 2/3 or 3/4, and it's all, a lot of it is political stuff. Like, I'm watching The Circus on Showtime. Maybe that's why it's recommending. Actually, it's because I'm watching stuff. But no, before I even started watching The Circus, it was making all these recommendations for documentaries, just because I think that those are gaining prominence right now. People aren't in studios filming stuff. They're at home assembling B-roll footage and voiceovers.
The trick will be, when will all the documentaries be about COVID-19? That's the big trick.
Right. Yeah.
North Portman.
Natalie Portman's brother.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this other story because it's more of a Coverville story. I want to do this other one. I'll save this one for tomorrow.
Oh, I like this too. Yeah, I saw this on the news, and so I'm glad we're talking about it.
Vinyl record sales. Records made of vinyl.
Yep.
With the little hiss and the pop and the click and all that.
And the pops and crackles.
Yeah, they get a little warped. I put a needle on them. It's real old school.
Yeah, you got to listen to 4 songs and then get up and turn it over and listen to 4 more songs.
Can't believe
but
it.
they sound so much warmer.
Yeah, they're warm. They have a warm sound.
Actually, let's get let's
Oh, look at
yeah.
this.
Well, the sound is just, it's got a much warmer sound to it, and CDs just sound so tinny and thin and flat, and the vinyl's just got such a much warmer kind of sound to it.
Yeah. For folks at home, Brian donned some nerd glasses.
I put on glasses, and if I had a beanie hat, I'd put that on as well.
Yeah.
I don't.
You have the goatee thing, so you're good there.
I do have the goatee. I'm part way to hipster doofus.
Nothing else. You don't have to do anything else. You're good. Your visage is correct.
That's right.
Anyway, vinyl record sales have surpassed CDs for the first time since the 80s, which is just kind of a weird thing to hear. The days of vinyl records being a nostalgic relic of the past are gone. This year, vinyl sales have outpaced CD sales in the U.S. For the first time since the mid-1980s, vinyl records accounted for 232.1 million of music sales in the first half of the year, compared to CDs, which brought in about 129.9 million. A paltry number in comparison. According to a report from the Recording Industry Association of America, vinyl records, also known as records pressed on wax. Thanks, article, for doing
really?
that. Yeah, that's what they say.
Are they also known as records pressed on wax? Have you ever described them as, well, I'm going to head down to, it's record store day, so I'm going to go to the store and pick up some records pressed on wax.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that new AC/DC album, Pressed on Wax.
Yeah, they're not also known as that.
No, they're not. But they
CNN fulfilling their word quota.
Yeah, well done, guys. They get worse. These were commonplace before other formats such as cassette tapes and CDs became the preferred mode of listening to music. But that hasn't stopped vinyl records.
Also known as records pressed in thin strips of plastic. On reels.
On magnetic tape. Let's see. Vinyl records have started a resurgence that started in 2005, and every year have grown consecutively. In the first half of 2020, the revenue was up 4%, while CD revenue was down 48%. Woo! Despite the stunted growth of physical sales, streaming services continue to boom. So this is what's happening is exactly what we kind of all predicted, right? Vinyl was going to have a comeback because it was like a boutique experience. It's like buying a comic book and putting it on your table, and it's got a beautiful cover, and you want that. But for your everyday consumption, you're using freaking Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. You just
totally. Yeah.
This makes sense to me. Totally.
I think what it really is the fact that people who would be buying CDs, like the people who are buying vinyl, probably are just still the same people buying vinyl, maybe a little bit more, but the people who would be buying CDs have stopped buying CDs and are just getting streaming. So it's almost like two different groups of people, and the vinyl people are just outlasting the CD people are like, I don't need to carry around all these CDs, just give it to me on streaming.
Well, even with the resurgence in vinyl, it's still such a paltry number. If you look at this,
right,
ad-supported streaming and streaming radio services up $4.8 billion
right
in the first 6 months of 2020. Like, that other stuff is pennies compared to this.
It is, yeah. I mean, $232 million compared to $4.8 billion.
It's like Spotify and Apple Music combined increased 24% in the first 6 months of the year. That's just crazy. Wow. Well, now we filled you in on some really cool information. Let's take a break and stimmer on it. Stimmer is not a word. I made that up.
Stimmer. Steep and simmer.
Oh, I think I meant... I may have meant simmer and stew. Like you're going to stew on it.
Stew on it. Okay, sure. Stew on it, simmer
but
on it.
Steep isn't bad.
Stummer on it.
Yeah, that's high tea you got going there. High tea.
High tea.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Justin will join us. Before that, though, a song of Brian's choosing. What do you have?
Heck yeah! Let's go to some
I've got one more month at this job, and I'd love to spend it nailing the mutants.
Your heart is pure.
The Morning Stream. Mock death at your own peril.
And we're back. Man, that song was like the definition of prog rock, but also not 9 miles long, so that's cool.
Exactly, yeah. 4 minutes, 13 seconds of Arch Echo to the Moon from their upcoming EP, Story 1, or Story I, but probably Story 1.
I like it. I'm going to get more of it. I like instrumental rock and roll. I don't know what my deal is.
I do too. You know what? Especially like that. It's very accessible.
Yeah. I think accessibility is an important factor in days like these.
I agree.
Okay. Well, now we know what time it is because this thing's going to play in a second. Or will it? Will it or will it? Maybe it won't. Depends on whether.
Scott. I don't know if you noticed, but I can't hear it.
Oh no, I haven't played it yet. If Justin picks up, and then there it is. All right, here we go.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. One Justin Robert Young from Portland, from Oakland, California. There is no Portland, California. I got Portland on the mind. I got friends and family there. I'm a little worried about them, but that's not why I said that. It's because I'm dumb. Hey, Justin, welcome to the show. How the heck are you?
Hey, man. What's up? What's happening? What's going on?
Wow.
Feels like you're on a Mr. Microphone.
Yeah, you are on it. What is that sound? Do you hear that?
Is that Scott's new setup or Jury's new setup?
No, that's Jury, because you're coming through the same thing he is, so it's not me.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, jeez. I don't know what that
is. Echo.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
It did sound like Mr. Microphone, which is fine.
We got a mighty convoy rocking through the night.
That's what it sounds like.
There we go. I had my effect on.
See?
Yeah.
All right. Because it didn't sound like an error. It sounded like something like you would want to have happen at a certain moment.
No.
Right?
It's always good when your friends can give you technical help, like screaming, "That's a Mr. Microphone," and laughing at the top of their lungs.
Well,
if this were NPR, we would have been like, "Oh, we'll hold while you fix your audio." But this is TMS.
It's TMS. I know.
Live and in your drive. Anyway, hey, it's good to have you back. Hope you had a decent week and that the smoke has at least somewhat cleared from the Bay Area. How's it look now? It's not all red and gross, or is it?
Well, it's funny. The day that it was crazy orange was actually like the best air quality day we've had in the last week because all the smoke was above this weird marine layer bubble, and so that's why we got the crazy sky. But the air quality at that point was still, we've been like watching the AQI. I don't know if anybody even knows what the hell the AQI is, but
I don't know what
the
that
air
is.
quality
index.
Index.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So like in general, and it's funny because like now this is like things that you just talk about with your friends here, and it's like, oh man, it's 125 today. Oh, I it was 300 yesterday. Like, but nobody outside of here or going through this knows what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we are down. We were up into the like 300s, which is like I presume what the air quality is in a opium den under a train station in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And that was over last week, and it's slowly getting better today.
Okay. Well, that makes me happy to hear. When I saw those pictures, I just thought, man, like And then somebody did the thing that my brain did, which was I immediately made it all like post-apocalyptic and Blade Runner-y. And then somebody immediately turned around and took aerial photos or aerial video from somebody's
people
drone.
did drone footage and put it to the Blade Runner soundtrack. That was awesome.
Freaking perfect. I mean, it's scary and awful, but kind of great too. So anyway, there's that. Hey, Justin comes on Tuesdays. We talk a little bit about the world of politics. And it's great because yesterday I got an email saying, you Trump-loving a-holes, you should be giving him hell. And I got another email right after that said, you don't respect our great leader enough. You need to stop being such leftist. And I'm like, all right. I think I've come to a conclusion on all of this. It doesn't matter how we talk about some of this stuff. It just really doesn't matter. Someone's going to hear it how they want to hear it.
Wait, no, Scott, you're not aware?
I know.
Wait, no. We're in backcountry now. It's like in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when they're driving to Vegas and they're on mescaline and they're like, oh, we're in backcountry. And then the bats start flying at them in their mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're at. Like, we're literally in backcountry. We're going to be driving through backcountry until sometime between November 3rd and the heat death of the universe. But, at some point it will likely end. But until then, no, I got one. I very rarely get people that will like reach out to me. I'm sure people get annoyed with me all the time. And sometimes I get it in the chat or whatever, but like I over the last like week, I had like somebody that's like connected to us that decided to reach out and let me know how much they don't appreciate the guests I've booked because they're too one-sided. And then I had somebody else say that I was a fascist apologist last night, which I thought was, but no, I thought it was funny because he was like, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. And all I could think of was that one line that still doesn't make any sense in the Avengers when Bruce Banner's like, that's my secret, I'm always angry, and then turns into the Hulk. And like that moment was so cool. I remember like watching that in the theater and being like, yeah. And then like after, like since then I'm like, wait, what the hell does he mean? He's always angry. Like he didn't seem angry throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like, is he just internally
angry? I think it was his
just
way of
compartmentalizing it.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it was his way of saying, I agree with you that it's a little confusing. And it's also part of a scene where the worst thing uttered in the history of the Avengers was said. We'll get to that in a minute. But him going, that's the secret, I'm always angry, is a way of him saying, well, I can now control it and set it off when I need to. But it actually kind of doesn't make any sense because he's not always angry.
He's not always angry.
No.
And like, I mean, like he could say like, oh, I can control it. Like, or, like, I'm always angry with myself, maybe would have even made sense. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. He said I should be ashamed of myself. And I'm like, that's my secret. I'm always ashamed of myself. And then I got a gif of Banner turning into the Hulk in that moment. And I thought it was funny, but it's just, look, we're in backcountry. You got to understand that you got to just look at the bats and be like, wow, those are some crazy bats.
I think that's a good attitude to have. I need to start thinking that way. I have this permanent problem in my life. I don't know how to change it, but I try to take them at face value. So somebody emails me, I want to hear them out, and I want to see what they mean, and I'm trying to understand them. And it always gets me in trouble. And I always end up feeling like disappointed that people aren't reliable actors in all of this. And and you know what? It's better to just go, backcountry. Like I realize it's a simple metaphor, but it kind of maybe it works better. I need to quit being disappointed. Because
here's the second level on it. The second level is it's not that they're being disingenuous or that they're even being necessarily biased or unfair. It's just that you are expecting them to deal with you the way that you understand you, but they're not. Yeah. And nobody ever really is. They're looking at you as Scott, the podcast host, Pot the Scott cast host.
Calling the kettle black.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. Pot the Scott cast host.
There you go. Nailed it.
Perfect.
So, they're.
His echo goes for days, by the way.
It does. Yeah, no, that's tuned up.
Yeah, and I like it because when you do it on your show, it's usually to thank somebody for subbing or whatever, and you do that Yahoy thing, and it goes for miles. Just miles down the. We've all aged 6 months when you finally hear the final echo. It's amazing. Anyway, go ahead.
But like, so people are looking at you not only in general as somebody who does a podcast that they listen to, but now you are also nestled into everything else that they are reading about politics and every other tweet and every other news thing and they're modeling, because this is human nature, they're modeling that your experience is like their experience. So you've read what they've read, you've felt what they've felt, and that's why what you're doing is such an emotional betrayal.
Yeah. Because
you've walked this same path in their mind. How on earth could you not feel the same way that I feel right now?
Yeah.
And it's no one's fault. And that's the thing is, like, I would even push back at the idea that people are not dealing in good faith, because I do think for what they're doing, they're dealing in good faith. But the backcountry isn't them coming at you. The backcountry is where we're at right now, and the sheer amount of news and opinions and emotions that normally go into an election year, and add that into the existential dread of a pandemic and orange skies.
Yeah, it's all happening at once. That's the problem. I just need to. I like this backcountry thing, or crunchy bats. All right. Anyway, we should probably kind of get a window on the world here real quick about what's going on in terms of just raw ass. How are we doing toward the election? We've got less than 50-something
50 days. It's less than 50 days. Like it's 49 days or something.
That's crazy, Brian. Yeah. Can you believe that? 40-something days? All right. Well, anyway, so if that isn't backcountry, I don't know what is, because this is when things heat up regardless of the election year. So add to it all the other things. But any movement on, like, if it was, polls are weird, but if you were to have the election today, is there any like common thing that like would say, oh yeah, we're okay, if it was held today, Trump would win by this or Biden would win by that? Are we anywhere near any of that, or is it all still just like, I don't know, look what happened in 2016, everybody thought this and this happened instead, we don't know. So where do you feel like we're at right now?
Oddly enough, the last part's probably the most cognizant in terms of where I kind of feel like the general opinion is. A lot of the real hardcore pollster people are like, well, look, the numbers are the numbers are the numbers, and the numbers say that Joe Biden has the best chance to win an election since, Reagan ran for re-election. That he is this, based on the number nationally, he should have a landslide. My only question to you guys and the audience is, does this feel like a landslide to you?
I mean,
no, it definitely doesn't. It doesn't feel like a done deal, and probably more nervous than ever about it.
Because it does not feel like a landslide to me. And granted, that is a very subjective thing where polls theoretically should be objective. The biggest problem with polling is people don't have landlines anymore. And when people had landlines, people wanted more than they do with cell phones to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
It's harder to do polls. Polls rely more on waiting. And so therefore, what we wind up looking for are the polls that are the most accurate by the time that the actual results come in, based on how well they weighted the people that they got to what the actual electorate was. With that being said, there still are really, really, really close races in the races are really close in the states that matter. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina. Obviously, Michigan and Wisconsin are also very, very important. Minnesota's also really, really important. Both Biden and Trump are spending a lot of money in Minnesota because the Trump campaign believes that they can be the first Republican to win there statewide in like a billion years. Like, they haven't had any, like, no statewide attorney general, no governor. They vote Democrat, and that is that. So
why the confidence that they will? Is it something turned? Is it the protests or something have something to do with that turning, do you think?
No, this is pre that. They came very close to winning in 2016.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they feel that the the tide of that kind of voter is only turning further in their favor. We will see whether or not they are right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, first debate is when? I know that's not...
End of this month. I believe it is the final Wednesday in September the 29th.
Okay, so that's pretty quick. The vice presidential one, before or after that? The one here in Salt Lake City? Okay.
Yeah, so normally what happens, if you're going to go by history, then you would bet on Biden beating Trump in the first debate. Historically, incumbents get overconfident, and the office kind of like will always give them a reason to like not prep for debates.
Yeah.
And then the person who is running against them is better prepared. They're able to get their stuff off in a better way. This happened with Romney and Obama. This happened with, oh man, who else? I'm trying to remember. I know there's another one, but most recently it was Romney and Obama, where the vice presidential debate became very important because the vice presidential debate comes right after the first presidential debate.
Yeah.
And a very spry Joe Biden was able to kind of stop the bleeding for the Obama-Biden ticket when he just emasculated old Paul Ryan.
Oh, that's right. It was Paul Ryan.
By the way, really quick to clarify, Tuesday, the 29th is the first debate.
Oh, Tuesday.
Oh, sorry. Tuesday. No, you want to know what? Yes, it is Tuesday, the 29th.
2 weeks from today. Ooh. And it won't happen before we talk, so it'll be a preview that day when you're on.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But it's funny. We've been watching old debates on my channel. We watched Bush versus Gore 2000 last night. And boy, Gore sucked.
What
was just
what
bad.
was Gore? What was Gore's? What was his big failing in those debates? Would you say?
Well, the thing that people remember the most was the lockbox stuff. Where,
oh yeah,
like in my plan, I'd put Medicare in a lockbox. Or an ironclad lockbox. But even then, sometimes especially when things become memes, they get sort of heightened out of proportion. And like we watched the 1960 debate, and you would think by legend that Richard Nixon was like babbling and shaking and drooling and about to fall over and slowly listing to the right, and he looks fine. In the debate when you watch it. It's crazy how things sort of become larger than life. Al Gore was worse than I remembered. Al Gore, especially the sighing, he would do this like,
oh God,
like,
oh really? Oh geez.
I in my head, I thought he only did that like 4 times. He did that stuff like, I think we counted 12 sighs or 14 sighs. Stoic Squirrel, who was there last night, was saying, like, it was bad. It was really, really bad. And it's one of those things that I'm glad that we're able to watch it back, because by and large, I think my audience is fairly left leaning, and specifically on Twitch, it's left leaning. Not a lot of George W. Bush fans. Let me put it like that. And when you watch it back without the modern hooks into it.
Yeah.
You just watch it and you're like, oh, yeah, this guy is talking slower. You can understand what he's saying. He's not rattling off like 50 Excel spreadsheet numbers, like one after another, or sighing like he's been offended at a dinner party in Victorian England. Yes, this guy did better at this than the other one.
Yeah. It's funny. My memories of the Gore period, like him running for president against Bush, was mostly Daryl Hammond doing him on SNL on the weekends.
Right.
Like I really don't have any. It's hard for me to separate them. I can picture current Gore all bearded up and going climate stuff, right? I can see that.
Yeah.
And there's something about that where he just leans into this passion he has that makes me go, well, you should have done that, dude. Should have gotten all excited and had a beard then. But anyway, him during that actual election period, that run up, and Daryl Hammond they're
separate
them.
Indistinguishable. Yes.
They're the same amalgam of man. And so that I don't know what that means. I guess it says I watched a lot more SNL back then, but yeah.
Daryl Hammond's Al Gore is low-key really, really, really good.
Yeah.
He both of them, and that was really to me the beginning of like when those debate sketches got really famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like that first one with Daryl Hammond and Will Ferrell as George W. Bush.
Yeah. That was a
But
big deal.
I'll tell you what. It's not far off with like, you know, Al Gore was bad. The other thing that was interesting in rewatching it was how much Al Gore wanted to push to the center. And if you remember, the Al Gore that was running in 2000 was not climate change Al Gore.
No.
Yeah,
He was not the kind of guy that he eventually morphed into. He was 8 years a lieutenant to a controversial yet popular president that he was distancing himself from. And one of the things that we broke down last night was how, even in terms of structuring his points, he would go to the center before he would prove his case on the left.
Yeah.
So he would say, like, when it came to abortion rights, before he got to why he needed to defend a woman's right to choose, he went to, I would sign a ban on partial birth abortions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I apologies that we're having this conversation, but it is an important one in terms of liberal politics, because normally a woman's right to choose is a thing that you fight on. Right.
Yeah,
like
right,
that is
right.
something that you plant your flag in.
Sure.
I worry about that for Joe Biden during this debate, because he has pushed very hard to the center. Again, John Kasich got more speaking time than AOC. That has been a big part of it. I know him and his campaign feel that they need to prove themselves on the, like, we don't want to defund the police. You know, you wanted to fund the police. And I would worry about him being able to structure his argument so he is feeding the left first and then making it okay for independents or never Trump Republicans to come in.
Right.
Because I think that stuff matters in these cases, specifically when, even though Biden is out there speaking now, he hasn't spoken a lot. A lot of people are probably going to be hearing from him for the first time because they watch debates more than they watch conventions.
Yeah. That's one thing Trump does really well, is want to be in front of a camera all the damn time.
Getting in front of an audience and a camera, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something to be reckoned with. And I also, would you say that Romney did the same thing that Gore did? You know, Gore tried to drift toward the middle, which may have hurt him. Romney seemed to go from the middle and drift right as a strategy, more right than usual for him. And that hurt him a little bit, because he was like, I love Big Bird, but I'm all, you know, maybe we should get rid of, you know, like he was doing stuff that he doesn't do now. You know what I mean? So was that drifting right? Did you think that dinged him when he ran in 2012? No?
I mean, I think Romney's biggest problem is that he ran away from who he was. Like, he ran away from being a man of faith, which I think would have helped him. He ran away from being rich as hell, which I think would have helped him.
Yeah.
I think when you are denying probably the two biggest things that people would immediately associate you with, then they're going to have a hard time connecting with you, specifically when they have somebody that they already like on the other side. So Romney should have ran very proudly as the first, you know, Mormon candidate from his party or any party. He should have talked very openly about that. He should have not been. I mean, this is a general thing that the more I get into presidential campaign history, that I just very much believe in. Campaigns that are too careful lose.
Yeah.
There's more. I can point to more examples of campaigns that were trying to take away things that they thought might hurt them than campaigns that were putting things out there, whether or not they succeeded or failed, because they wanted to connect with people.
Right.
And obviously, I think that's a lesson that we've learned very, very clearly now with Trump, who obviously didn't care about anything that could
Right.
hurt him and was totally putting everything out there.
Throw everything at the wall. Yeah.
But I do think that, you know, for Romney, the fact that he got the like Mr. Burns thing turned back on him, that was a sign that he didn't own it.
Yeah.
Like he should have said, yeah, American dream. I hope every American builds a house where they have a elevator for their cars in the garage. That's the best. Like, hold on, let me do a fundraiser where everybody can come to my house and ride my elevator in my garage because it's awesome.
Yeah, he did. He really did try to. It's not so much that It's not so much that what people wanted him was to gloat about it. It's that he didn't. He pretended like all of that wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Like just kind of ignored it, or tried to like, well, now let's move the focus. You know, I don't know. I think that probably was a bad move. And so I guess I'll bring all this forward. Do you think Biden's pulling a Gore? Then is he trying to be too?
Well, we don't know. We don't know. And Biden is a much more capable debater. I have seen Biden debate and win twice. He won against Palin, and he won in a crucial moment against Paul Ryan. Whether or not that Biden still exists anymore is probably the larger question, because the Biden that was in those debates doesn't seem to be on the stump. He doesn't, do his speeches the same way that he used to at those junctures in his life. But maybe we don't know.
Right.
He didn't seem to have that same kind of zip on his fastball during the Democratic debates, but those are twisted metal, demolition derbies where you're just trying to get a word in edgewise, and your points across. So who knows? We will see. I do think that Biden will do better than Gore. I just have lingering questions about where the messaging of that campaign is. And you saw some of that reflected. Reports came out over the weekend that Bernie Sanders is, and some ex-Obama aides are sort of sending up signal flares on warning about Biden's messaging, that the messaging isn't as clear as it could be. Biden is still not doing door knocking.
No.
And that's I said this in the newsletter at freepoliticalnewsletter.com. We're gonna get to the end of this election, and either we're gonna decide door knocking doesn't matter at all, or that Biden is the biggest idiot on the planet, that he tried to win an election by not doing it.
And by door knocking, you mean like throngs of people, volunteers, canvassing neighborhoods and knocking on doors and going, "Hey, we got some Biden stuff here. Who are you voting for?"
So yeah, you go,
Canvassing,
you identify which neighborhoods will win you the crucial states, right? And then it's as simple as just letting people know, hey, the election's coming up. Hey, as dumb as it sounds to us, this is the name of the game. This is the blocking and tackling of politics. Let people know that there is an election. Let people know that your candidate is somebody who speaks up for the things that you believe they might be into. Let them know that if they need a ride to the polls, they can get one. These are just the general bread and butter of it. Now, maybe that's not the case anymore. Maybe in a world of texting and emailing and everything else, maybe the idea of door knocking is antiquated. But we're gonna find out one way or another.
Are the Trump people doing it? Are they canvassing? In that way, they are. Okay, see, that's the other thing. It's do all of that, but also let's do it in a pandemic where you're gonna have different levels of acceptance of someone being at your door and standing less than 6 feet away, or who's got masks, who doesn't. There's a lot of that we didn't have previous to this, so or at least for 100 years. And
I mean, the census is doing it. The down ballot Democrats are doing it because they believe that they don't want to take that risk. But then again, they might not be up in the polls like Biden is. So it's an interesting situation. But the Biden people believe very strongly that this is a turnoff for their voters.
Yeah.
That a one of their voters seeing a Biden person on their porch would turn them off and they don't want to do it. Which
and
my gut says, boy, that seems like you're being careful.
Mistake. Yeah.
It seems like some perhaps over caution, but I don't know enough about how that stuff works. So I don't know. But I do know this: when the debates come, you'll be doing live coverage. Up till then, you're doing coverage of previous debates and seeing what we can learn from history. All kinds of cool stuff happening on your channel. What would you like to mention today?
Next week is Biden, Paul Ryan. We're doing Biden, Paul Ryan next week. We're finally up to our current. I feel like we watched 3 old debates. We watched the 1960 debate. We watched the 92 debate with Clinton, Bush, and Perot. And then we watched Bush Gore. And so now I feel like we've done enough education that we can start to move into some modern stuff. And so we will watch a very good Biden debate, Joe Biden versus Paul Ryan from the 2012 election. And then we will move into, I believe, the second debate from 2016 with Trump and Hillary.
Nice. The lurching around behind her one. I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Robert Young, of course, the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Justin R. Young. Yeah. Anything else you want to mention before we go today?
Yeah, politics, the podcast, and I love you guys.
Oh, thanks, man. We love you too. Bye now.
See you, Gerbs.
All right. Oh, I forgot to. I keep meaning to play this. I'll do it now.
The jury will now retire.
I like it as a thing, and I just forgot.
That's perfect. Yeah.
All right. Well done. Always good to talk to Gerbs. And if you're into what he's slinging, I will do a raid on his channel after we're done here today. So enjoy that.
If you like if you smell what he's cooking.
Yes, if you can smell what the young is cooking. Hey, that's it for the show. A reminder, again, just for those who missed it, we do not have a show tomorrow.
In case you're just joining us in a podcast.
Exactly. This is tomorrow's no show. It's a one-off, so it's not a usual thing. It's a one-time thing, and it's the only time they could do it. So it's a very cool thing, so I'm excited to tell people when it finally happens or comes out. But
quit
keep your eyes on
teasing
that.
it.
I know, I got to stop doing that. Today, a new Current Geek will go up, so if you're looking forward to what's next in our list, oh boy, got a good one today. That's posting up shortly after the show today, so watch for that. Like I said, new episode of Skim and some other stuff happening today, and the rest of the week is normal. All right, Brian may stream tomorrow morning, and I'll host him. So if he does, you'll see him.
Come to the regular place, and you'll be like, "Oh, where are the poop jokes?
Yeah.
Why isn't Brian talking to us? Why is he just playing cards?
Right.
What's going on?"
Right. Who else are you gonna watch beat Singaporean players?
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
However, what are they? Are they called Singaporean? Sings?
I don't know. Singaporean. I don't know. I don't know what a person from Singapore is called.
Singaporean. I don't know if I'm getting that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure I am.
Filipino
actually.
players and Malaysian players.
Yeah, there you go. Malaysian's a good one because I know. Yeah, I know that one. All right. So watch for that. Wait, chat room saying they're called singers. Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat room. You guys are all full of crap. Patreon.com/TMS is how you support the show. Big thanks to everyone who does. Get your TMS film festival posts in. That's all already up on the frogpants.com/TMS page. I was actually going to check while we were on the show how many we've gotten. I'll do that real fast. Anyway, themorningstream@gmail.com for your emails. We'd love to hear from you guys. Oh, there it is right here. Let's see. We are at a total of... Oh, we've only got 2 submissions so far.
Oh, wow. Both of those people guaranteed a prize. So
yep.
I think, if you want a prize, you just submit something and make it good. Don't just, submit.
Yeah, don't just throw a turd at us. Make
Friday
a thing.
or a Thursday. Thursday, we're saying end of day Thursday is our deadline for the TMS Film Fest.
Yep.
Do it!
So get it in there. We want more than 2 of you. The link's on the site.
Oh my God, PC Rum 73. Is there a topic for the Film Fest? Yes, it's...
Well,
it's explainer videos, it's reaction videos, like basically making fun of those YouTube videos where somebody either tells you 10 things wrong with something, or you watch them react to it, or they explain what's going on.
Yeah, there you go. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Ooh, Shoujo Beats in the chat. I always like seeing her. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're going to play a song now as we go out, and I'll guess it's some sort of cover based on a request of some kind.
Oh my gosh! How did you know? How did you figure it out? Dreadnecks, who's in the chat